Oh, sorry. Good evening, friends. A warm
Good
evening
evening.
to all of you all.
Good evening. Good evening.
So, I'm sure that you all have all taken out time and come here today. That itself is one of the uh, starting steps to get started. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, the chat window is a nice tool for you all to pass on some messages across to me, so that I know that you all are connected out over here and we have the energy going, right? So if you all are happy to be out over here, do type happy on the chat window so that I know you all are happy to be out here and we can get started quickly. Yeah, each one of you all, come on, show me some energy. I know it's been a nice Sunday. You must have had a good food, some good sleep maybe. And now you all are energetic. Show me that you all are energetic. Type happy out there. Thanks, Anil. Thanks, Sangeeta. Thanks, Shivaji. Good. Okay, I hope they are not getting stuck in getting to connect. The link is same for everyone. Good, good. So I think, yes, we have the good energy going right now. Now let's quickly get started. We all are here today to understand business productivity and remote working using G Suite. A very interesting topic, right? Especially for small businesses, it's a very interesting topic out here. Let's quickly get started on this note. I am myself Ramkumar Srinivasan, for some of you all who don't know me. I am the founder and I play the role of solution architect at site2host.com. So when I say solution architect, my job primarily involves coming up with strategy and solutions for my end customers to grow their business online in the digital space, right? Now, let's quickly look at some of the things out here. Okay, how were things before COVID lockdown started, right? For every business owner out there, uh, I haven't, we don't have a waiting room. So they should be able to connect directly unless they have gone to the wrong link. I don't know your name. Your name is mentioned as SSLR Bharat Group, but I don't have a waiting room. Everyone can directly get onto this place. Manju, I don't have a waiting room. Anyone and everyone can get directly connected. And my room is not yet locked, so they should be able to connect. Could you ask them to just check out? Okay. So let them try and we'll get started for the benefit of members who are already present on time today. Right. So before COVID lockdown, including me, I was, sitting in my nice own cabin out over there. And I was in control of the office, and many of you all would have been in control of your own offices. You knew what your team was doing in front of you. You understood what was happening out over there, right? Now, come back to the present scenario. And some more, your office was energetic, it was active, and more importantly, your IT infrastructure was within your office environment and in your control, right? Your office infrastructure, your IT infrastructure was within your office environment and more in your control. Now, in today's world, post-COVID, right? Customers and teams, both of them are completely dispersed. Everyone sitting in their locations and working from home, more or less. The IT infrastructure which was within your premises has been replaced by a cloud IT infrastructure, right? And that is where the entire business owner's dilemma begins. Okay, how do I work in a new normal? what tools can help my business, and how can someone guide me with this entire process? Can I get some partner who can help me with the entire process? I'm not really a technology guy. I understand technology, but I'm not really a technology guy. How do I work in this new normal? What tools can help my business? And can someone guide me with the process? There are plenty of challenges, but some of the communication challenges that we face out over there is, one is that how to ensure effective online communication between various stakeholders, how to ensure online collaboration between employees and the departments, and more importantly, how to ensure online data collection and automation, right? Reporting automation. So we have people reporting to us. So earlier we used to have team meetings and all those kind of things within the office. Right now they are dispersed. How do we ensure that there's effective data collection over Excel sheet, etc.? And there is a reporting automation also in place, right? We can't keep calling every 5 minutes and taking a report, right? So these are some of the things that we have at hand. G Suite can help you solve these challenges, and today this is what I'm going to help you get started, right? How does G Suite help? So G Suite consists of a number of apps. It's called G Suite because it contains multiple apps out over there. So you have the Connect apps, which are primarily Gmail, which we all know about. Most of us, 95% or 99% of us know about. Then we have Google Meet. Earlier it used to be called Google Hangout, but now it is called Google Meet, which is similar to Zoom, which is similar to Google, Microsoft Team Share out there, and so on, right? Then you have Google Calendar, Google Plus, and so on. You have Create apps, which consists of Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Google Forms. Google Forms is one of the least explored apps out over there, right? That's not something that which comes with Microsoft Office. So something that we really don't understand. Some of them are using it, but many of them that I know as business owners are not using it out over there effectively. And then you have Keep, Task, Sites, etc. On the other side, you have Google Access Tools, which primarily ensures that you can upload your files online. You can store the files online. So you have an online server available for you where you can keep everything online in one secure place, and you can share it with your employees out over there. And you also have a Google Cloud Search available. You have control tools. You have an nice control tool, admin tool available from G Suite, which gives you a lot of controls on how your team works out there, how they're using some of these apps out over there, and who gets access to what apps, etc. You have the Vault, which is the storage server from G Suite, and you have the mobile control tools available over there, right? So what does all of these things mean for your business? Of course, we'll be exploring how it means so, but it basically means that with all these apps in place, you're back in control of your things. Your cloud infrastructure is very much in place for you, but in your controls, and you will be controlling everything. You decide who gets to use what and how they use it. And you can also create new systems and processes using these tools. We'll be exploring more of that as we go along, right? So some additional benefits that G Suite offers for your business. One, do better with lesser effort. Now, this is something very important. We all can see in this nice example out over here that there are a few people trying to manually push a large boulder, and you have the other way of using the fulcrum principle and a crowbar, putting in lesser effort and doing better. So what would you like to do? Would you like to put lesser effort and do better? In that case, I want all of you all to type in the chat window, do better, right? I want you all to type out over there, do better. That's the only way that I know you all are with me so much so far, right? It's the only way I get to know that you all are with me so much so far. So do mention in the chat window, do better, right? Come on, let's keep the energy moving. Now, yes, do better with lesser efforts. That's what we all are interested in. It helps us to automate our task. So there are a lot of tasks that we have to do in our business day in and day out. There are lots of tasks, right? Every activity consists of a lot of tasks. And if you can automate some of these tasks, especially in the marketing side and on the operations side, the reporting side, etc., if you can automate some of these tasks, would it be something useful for you? Yes. So this is something in terms of example, we have something like you had a manual way of doing an idli batter, and now you have the grinders. These are the bigger grinders which we use in restaurants, and now for homes we have simpler tabletop grinders available, right? Something similar to your mixers, right? So that is something that you can do. You can automate your task, and more importantly, you can standardize your systems and processes in a very simple and effective way using G Suite apps. So we all are aware of McDonald's French fries, and McDonald's French fries, the best part is that it tastes the same whichever center you go to, whether you're going to a outlet in Phoenix Mall, or you're going to an outlet, a standalone outlet at Thane station, or you're going to one of those outlets on the highway. Whichever one you go to, the fries taste the same. So how do they taste the same? They have certain standards and process that they follow while making these French fries. The chef is different in each of these outlets, yet they prepare the French fries of the same taste. So I want you all to, understand this concept and come up with a lot of systems and processes in your organization for each and every activity that you do. Define it out over there, put it down in a document. And what is much more better than putting it down on a cloud-based document so that everyone can access it from wherever they are and follow those steps and ensure that the quality remains the same at the end of the day, right? So do you find this exciting so far? If you find it exciting, just type exciting or just type E. I like the way that someone has put, D and B. Wonderful. Make it short. Just put E over there and I know that you all are finding it good so far, right? Exciting so far. Perfect. I make it job more easier for you all. Just type E, right? Okay. Now let's look at some of the, see, the reason that I asked you all to type out the E or a B or something out over there is just to ensure that you are not laid back and listening and you're out of this session. I want you all to be a part of this session. So I want you all to keep your videos on, and I want you all to be part of it by typing things out over there so that your energy is with the session and not focused elsewhere in your house, right? So that's the reason that I would ask you to keep your videos on and keep your hands and fingers on your keyboard. Okay, perfect. Now let's look at why Gmail, why G Suite and why not Gmail? Because if you look at G Suite for business, it's nothing but an offering of Google, wherein they are offering the same Gmail platform for your business. So primarily it means that your domain, say site2host.com is my domain, your domain, whatever it is, and all your email IDs get transferred to Google server, and Google runs the entire backend email server for you and the email applications for your domain, right? So G Suite is nothing but Google's offering for businesses, wherein your domain runs on their platform. Okay. Now, why G Suite? I'm able to do this with Gmail. When should I decide to move on to G Suite? And that is a question that I'm going to answer for you right now. So Gmail is for individuals. It is free. G Suite is for business and it's paid per user. Here you get @gmail.com in the free version. In the paid version, you get @yourcompanyname.com. So all my email IDs, say sales@site2host.com, contact@site2host.com, ramkumar.s@site2host.com, and all my team members function on on Google server. Google gives me that service at the end of the day. I get 15 GB free space in a free email account. I get 30 GB space in a paid email account. Now comes the better part, okay? In the free email account, you do not have any administrative control on those email IDs. If your employees were to change their numbers to something else and they leave the organization, they take the email with them, you cannot go back and get it back from them. Whereas here you have a complete administrative control. Your employee leaves, the account is still yours. The content in the email, the docs, the storage files, everything is yours. It remains with you. Here, rename of user is not possible. You cannot rename an email ID. here you can rename a email ID. So say Sachin at sitetours.com, and Sachin left the company. Sachin was heading the sales division. Now, instead of Sachin, I have got, say, Jagdish coming in. Then I just need to go and rename that particular email ID, Sachin at sitetours.com to Jagdish at sitetours.com. Advantage is that Jagdish gets access to all the emails and all the communication that has happened between Sachin and the customer. So Jagdish is able to track the conversations which has happened in the past and thereafter proceed with the customer as per the new conversations, right? So he is able to gain historical access to the past conversations, past email conversations that has happened between Sachin and Jagdish so far, and he is able to take it on from there, right? He is one step better off than he was otherwise. If you are, if some of your, if someone leaves or you want to cut down on your email accounts out there for some reasons, transfer of mails and documents to existing user is not possible. In this particular case, transfer of mails and documents to existing or new user is possible. So you can when you are shutting down an account, you're closing down an account for whatever reasons, you can move all the mails and all the documents that were created by that particular user to some other user before you delete the particular email account. In the free email account, organizational units and subunits based roles and privileges is not possible. In the paid account, organizational units and subunits based on roles and privileges is possible. Now, this is fantastic. Say you have a marketing department of 2 people, you have a sales department with 4 people, you have an operations team with 2 persons or 4 persons, you have a billing and accounts team with 2 people and so on, right? HR team with 1 person. Now you can decide out of all the Google apps available, which department gets what, and you can assign them particular roles and privileges out over there, how they can use the app. You can say that the operations team does not have access to mobile-based usage of data, but for the sales team, since they're traveling all the time, you can decide to say the sales team has got access to the entire data over email, right? So these kinds of policies, these kinds of what apps they get to use, certain privileges, etc., you can define in a paid account. You cannot define that in a free account. You have Google Meet available for free for everyone, for Gmail as well as for the paid account users. For the paid account users, Google Meet recording is available. For the free account, Google Meet recording is currently not available. You do not get any kind of customer support in the free account. You get customer support available from the admin section of your paid account, and people respond to you really fast. They even call you up and they help you with your entire problems out there, right? So these are some of the basic differences that are there out over there between the free versus the paid account. If there are any questions so far, I would want to take those questions. Else I can move further with showing you about more features that G Suite has to offer to help you take your business forward. So someone has asked me the question, or Mahesh has asked me the question, is mass mailing and scheduling of email to prospect possible? Yes, it is possible. I'll show you how. I'll show you something at the end of the session. We have a mass mailing tool that we are discussing how to use it with G Suite. It comes in the last part of my session. So you'll have to hold on to it till you to get the answers. Max number of users. Yes, I'm covering it at that particular point of time. You'll have to wait, Manju, till I come to that part. Okay. Perfect. So I'll take it further from there. Manju, I'm answering that question of yours later. Yes. Yes, it will land in the primary. That's the most important part, Mahesh. I'll anyway be taking it up down the line. You'll have to hold on to that question till then. Thank you. Had a good evening tea. Hope you all also had yours. Now, let's come to the G Suite admin console. Yes. I'm just covering this in brief because we covered, these are the primary advantages that you get via G Suite. And someone had asked me in my previous session, sir, my company consists of only 2 or 3 employees right now. Should I opt for G Suite? And my answer was yes. The reason that you get started early, even if there are only 1, 2, or 3 employees right now, is that it helps you with your business continuity as you move on to more number of employees down the line, right? If you don't use it initially itself, you don't get business continuity. You haven't understood the entire thing. You have not created your documents and processes. And when a new guy comes in, you will hardly have time to get all these things done, and you will waste a lot of money on your productive employee because you have not given him tools to be productive in the first place. So you be productive first, and then you make others productive later, right? So whether you have one ID, you need 2 IDs, you need 5 IDs, get started. The time is now. Okay. Now, what are the different admin features available? I'm not going too deep. I'm just covering it on the top. Uh, we do a much more detailed session when you get started with G Suite with us. And at that point of time, we take it deep. Right now, I can't because my time is short. It's not that I don't want to, but I don't really have that kind of time, right? We have a 1.5 hour session. I can only cover as much. So one is you can create as many users as you want from the user section. Each time you create an additional user, you get billed for it. You remove a user, your billing stops for that particular user out over there. Company profile, you can manage your company profile from here. You can manage your billing from here. You get to see your billing from here, and you can see what are you getting billed for at the end of the day. So everything is on a pro rata basis. You created a new account today, and after 20 days, for some reason, the new employee left. You can go and delete his account. You get billed only for 20 days, right? The basic user cost is 210 rupees, where you get 30 GB space. And then you have the professional edition, where you get unlimited space if there are more than 5 users. If there are less than 5 users, you get 1 terabyte of space per user. And that costs you roughly around 700 rupees approximately. The pricing is very clearly given on google.com. If you go and search for G Suite pricing on Google, it's available for you. We charge the same pricing to you. We are Google Cloud partners. So we come in with a lot of training and expertise to help you take it in the right way, right? We help you actually implement these things. If you were to take it through me, you get the added advantage that I will help you implement it the right way and actually get it using the right way. Okay. That's one more question people ask me. If the pricing is same and everything is the same, why should I not directly go to G Suite? You can directly go and buy through them. With us, you get the added trainings, etc., which helps you get started the right way. Reports you can track. You get a lot of reports. You get a lot of reports in terms of how your users are using it, which apps are being used, which devices are they using from, what is the total bandwidth that is using. So many reports you get in the report section out over here. For some of you all who are already on the G Suite and you have never explored the admin section, to go out over there and explore it. The apps, the period of costing is every month. Yes. The apps. So we spoke about so many apps are there in the G Suite platform. So all those apps are visible here, and you can decide who gets to use what. So organizational unit wise and subunit wise, you can decide which apps you want to keep open and which you do not want your people accessing out there. Device management, you can put in certain rules, etc., for which devices gain access. So you don't want to give everyone access on their mobile phones. You can define those rules out here in the device management section. The security, G Suite, I like G Suite for one very solid reason. It gives you a lot of security. In the email platform itself, if you look at it, forget the business productivity, forget the remote apps that you get along with it, the remote working concept that you get along with it. If you look at Gmail itself, Gmail comes with a solid malware protection, solid spam protection, solid controls in place in terms of phishing controls. Many a times with Outlook and other apps that you have, your password gets hacked. People are snooping on your mail for days together, for months together. And suddenly to one of your billing parties, they send a mail saying that don't transfer the money into this bank account, send the money to some other bank account. Now, that is where, you tend to lose your hard-earned money and it goes to some other bank account, and then you have to go behind the cyber police, put cases. You may or may not get your money back. Some of these people are sitting in Russia, some people in Korea and so on. You may not get some people in African countries and so on, you may not get your money back, right? Here, what happens is that there is a Google tracks from where you typically use your email. So if you're always using an email from Thane, like I stay in Thane city, and if someone were to open up this mail in say Nasik, immediately Google will ask him to do a double verification, double authentic verification out there. And if he is not able to verify with his OTP, which comes on his mobile, then Google does not give him access to his mail or even to the documents out over there. So in that way, your entire documents, your entire emails and everything is protected. No one can phish you. No one can misrepresent you out over there. No one can send out, no one can keep track of your mails that's going to your end customers, and they cannot misuse your email out over there, right? Yes, if you ask me, is there a very remote possibility? There are very extreme remote possibilities, yes. But in a major sense, you are a lot more well secured, you're a lot more well protected. So that is one reason you should definitely use G Suite. Support, as I mentioned earlier, from the admin, you can go and raise a support ticket and Google team will definitely respond to your ticket immediately. They will call you, they will help you with the entire thing. Data migration, you are using Outlook, get on to G Suite, stop using Outlook, get on to all the other apps that you have out over there. Change is difficult, but change is not so difficult. How many of you all have you changed from touch phones, from keypad phones to touch screen phones? Was getting on to touch screen phones easy? No, right? But today, tell me, will you go back to using keypad phones? Will you go back to using keypad phones? Not really, right? So migration is maybe okay. But migration is difficult. Migration is certainly some amount of time consuming, but migration is for the better. And when anything is for the better, you need to, right? How many of you all are going to go back to doing a idli batter using a grinding stone? How many of you all are going to go back to a method of pushing the stones manually and not use a crowbar out over there, right? We change for the better. We don't change for the worse. So when we are changing, it's not that we are doing it for the worse. We are doing it for the better. And it's always a change is good. Change is good. Without change, you become obsolete. The change does not become obsolete. You become obsolete. Okay. Now let's come back. Yeah, you need to find other ways of doing exercising. There's a lame way of exercising, Manju. Okay, now let's come back over here. Okay, domains. Yes, you can manage multiple domains. If you have multiple domains on G Suite, you can link it over here, and from one admin panel, you can manage multiple domains of yours. You can create various rules such as routing rules, forwarding rules can be created from here. So you have, say, sales at sitetoast.com or sales at your company name.com, and you want to forward it to your sales team guys so that whenever any mail lands on sales, it automatically gets to 2-3 rights. Yes, admin rights can be shared. You can give multiple people admin roles. So it comes later over here. I'll talk about it, Manju. So rules, primarily you have a forwarding rule, say sales, any mail coming on sales has to be forwarded to all my sales guys out over there. I can do that. I don't need to buy a separate sales email account. Yes, you can if you want to, but not really required. You can forward it to your team members, because at the end of the day, they have to be replying to the customers, right? So you can get a separate, you can have a forwarding rule set, and you don't need to buy a separate email box in that particular case. But if you want to have a separate mailbox where you want to store all the sales email ID, then yes, you need to purchase one. Otherwise, you don't need to. Similarly, you can create groups out over there. Now, say you have groups are free of cost for you. Groups are similar to a forwarding account, but slightly different, right? So what happens in groups is that you can hold conversations. So you can create a sales at the rate something, and anyone sending a mail to sales, you can define whether it's a one-way group, whether people can reply to that particular group ID or not, whether outsiders can send mail to the group ID or not. So in forwarding, outsiders can always send a mail to the forwarding ID, whereas in groups, you have a control whether outside people can use or reply to that particular group or not. So for example, I have a company group called say mycompanyname.com. So in that kind of a scenario, I don't want outsiders sending mails to my company employees. So there I will not give that permission. But if it is something like say accounts@mycompanyname.com, and I would want to have my CA to be a part of the group. So in the you can add the CA to a part. It can be people with other email IDs with a Yahoo or even a Hotmail ID being a part of your group actually. So you can add them over there, and if someone is sending a mail, it automatically gets forwarded even to my CA out over there, and he can reply to it and so on actually. You can also create a marketing group, a sales group, and so on at your end. Then you have the admin roles itself. You alone cannot be administrating everything as a business owner. You need to delegate the responsibility, and you can have multiple people. They can be administrator at the organization level or even at a department level. Say you have got 500 employees in your organization, then even an administrator becomes one administrator is less. So there you can have department-wise administrators, and they can be managing things from here. Then of course the dashboard is available from where you can manage the entire thing. This is the dashboard view. And then you have the buildings and resources, a very beautiful concept called buildings and resources out over here. Just a minute. Now the buildings and resources is a very wonderful concept. You have a conference room in your office. Of course, today in COVID times, we're hardly using it. But if once the things open up, you can create the conference as a resource out there. And whenever in a calendar you create a meeting, you can define that you're going to use this conference room number 1. So automatically others get to know that 11 to 12 p.m. you are using the conference room. So if they are inviting an employee to the office, they will not invite them at 11 to 12 because the conference room is booked for that particular time slot. They will have to assign a different time slot for their visitor out over there. So even before they invite the visitor, they know that the room is not available for them, right? These are some things that you can, so even if you have a resource like a drilling machine, and that's an expensive machine and only one machine is available. So if someone is traveling to Delhi and he wants to carry the drilling machine, he can mention that between this date to this date, his team is going to use the drilling machine. In that kind of a scenario also, you can, kind of, assign that particular resource, and he mentions it to the other team knows that the drilling machine is not available between this period and this period. So when they plan their project activity, they will be able to ensure that they are able to do it on the date the drilling machine is available. So it's a kind of a collaborative tool where you are able to say that the resource is available or not available and which team is using it at that particular point of time. Okay. So this is a kind of a brief overview about the admin section. Do you think that the admin section is powerful out there? Is your current email tools, does it give you such a powerful admin section? Do type it is powerful if you find that G Suite is giving you a really powerful admin tool out over there. Type over there powerful so that I know that you really find the G Suite admin tool powerful. If you find it powerful, do mention it's powerful. Come on, let's get some energy moving, and that's the only way I know that you all are all with me in the session, and that keeps me motivated also. Yeah, PF is a good way of doing it. Powerful. पूरा नहीं type करना है, PF type करना. Wonderful. Manju, you use G Suite. Good. Okay. Now, some of the questions. Yes, there was one question from Manju out over here. If you have any questions, do type it on the chat window. One question Manju had asked is, do we have a breakout room like we have in G Suite? No, breakout room is not available, but you can create as many meeting rooms as you want for that matter. But breakout room concept is not available in G Suite, in Google Meet for that matter. Okay. There's no cost for aligning the sales mail to your mail folder. There's no cost. If you're doing a forwarding, it's free. If you're setting up a group account, it is free. So there's no cost associated to forwarding your sales email to other mails, other mail folders, other mail accounts out over there. Okay, Sangeeta. What is the use of the app in this admin console? App, Mahesh, app is actually, you have G Suite has got a lot of apps. You have the mail, Meet, Keep app, Task app. You have the calendar. You have so many apps, right? Docs, slides, sheets, etc. you can define over there who gets access to what apps. You can decide over there also who gets access to what apps. Okay, perfect. So good going, guys. I'm happy with your questions out there. Yeah, it's Google Apps. Yes. Yes, it's Google Apps. Since it comes within the G Suite control, it's Google Apps out there. They've mentioned it in short over there. Perfect. Great. I'm happy that you all are all with me out here. Let's move on further. No, not personal apps of the company. No. Perfect. So I'm moving forward, guys. Thank you for being with me so much so far. And I hope you all are enjoying the session right now. Now, so what does it mean? If I put it down in a bulletin points, what does it mean for all of us, right? G Suite for Business, it builds efficiency with Google Apps. It scales up your business by automating the task out there. You can autopilot your business by creating systems and processes. We'll be looking at these 3 points a lot more deeper as we keep moving further. I've not really covered it effectively as of now. It allows you to work independently. That's wonderful, you know. You have a tool over here where you really don't need too much of technical support. You can work independently, right? Otherwise, in most of the CRM tools and most of the other efficiency or productivity tools out over there, you need someone to help you initially to set up so many things out over there. Here you can really work independently. There are so much of documentation available on Google, available on YouTube, and there are so many people who already know how to use it, right? So it's something where you can get things solved really quick if you're stuck anywhere for that matter. But you can work independently to a very large extent, right? And most importantly, it of course offers you cost-effective solutions for your business. As I mentioned, this particular basic edition that you have, that you get 30 GB of storage, it is costing you only 200 rupees per user per month. Now, even for your employee, in terms of tea expenses, you spend a lot more than that. You spend almost 700 to 800 rupees. If he travels out on one single day, you spend more than 200 rupees on his travel for one single day. And here you have something which gives you so much more to your business and to you, and you are spending only 200 rupees per month, not per day. Okay, a very cost effective solution for you. For some of you all who are already on G Suite and you want to if you want, you can transfer your G Suite under us as we becoming your resellers for you at the same price, and we will be able to help you and guide you with a lot more things going forward as you keep using the Google G Suite app out over there for your business. So we can be resellers for you. Actually, you can move it to us if you want to. If you want to, you can move it to us. Okay. Now let's come back over here. Let's look at some of a few examples. Okay. So let's cover more of the how do you build efficiency with Google Apps, how do you scale up business by automating tasks, and how do you autopilot your business by creating systems and processes. Before we get started with these 3 points, you will have to look at some more examples, right? I'm skipping the first part. Most of the businesses, today they use email, which comes with the hosting panel, which is the C panel actually. And that email is really ineffective. I already covered how G Suite, with their better security controls in place in terms of better antivirus solutions, which is built into your email itself, with better malware protection, with better spam protection, anti-spam protection out there, and with better phishing tool protection, wherein it does not allow people, even if they gain access to your password, to open up the mail from wherever they are, right? So in those kind of ways, G Suite scores over a C panel heads on, 100% heads on, right? So get started with it right now. Maybe get started with a few accounts if you can't afford too much right now. But don't wait for COVID to end, because you're just wasting your time in that particular case. This is what I would at least want to tell you. You would gain a lot more efficiency by using it the right way, and thereby you will cover your costs. It's more of an investment tool. It's not a cost-based tool. Okay, it helps you to be productive. It's an investment. It's not a cost. Communication tools which come within G Suite. Now let's look at some of the communication tools very quickly which come with G Suite. I will be sharing a separate screen right now. Yeah. Just a moment. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Can you see my screen out here? Just type on the chat window. You can see my screen out here. No, we don't charge anything other than the what G Suite charges you. We get paid by G Suite. We don't charge you anything else other than rupees 200. So Mahesh has asked me this question: do we charge anything apart from what G Suite charges us? No, we don't charge you anything. We as resellers get paid by G Suite. We don't charge you anything. Okay, now this is the Gmail interface that we all are aware about, right? So if you look at it, it is broken up into two parts. Maybe we are looking at communication side of Gmail or G Suite for that matter. On the left hand side, you have the inbox, your email section. Below that, you have the meet section out over there. Then you have the chat section available out over here. And on the right hand side, you have the calendar, right? You have the keep and you have the task section out over there. You can see those three small icons: the calendar, the keep, and the task icon available out over here, right? So you have 6 apps which you can manage right from here in the Gmail section itself. Apart from that, you have all the Google apps managing from this particular 9 grid dot you have on the top. From there, you can manage all the other things out over here. So you have the Google accounts, you have the Google search, you have the Gmail, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Calendar, Slides, Sites, Groups, Contacts, so on, right? Forms, etc. out over here. You can scroll it, you will get many more apps that come along with Google out over there, right? Now, with this kind of a scenario in place, now what we are looking at, of course, the admin section also for that matter, right? Now, these are some things that you get. One more thing is you have a very powerful search feature available in every Google app out over there. In Gmail also, many of you all would know, some of you all wouldn't know. You normally do a search out over here. You also have the small arrow button where if you click on this arrow button, you get a powerful search function that comes up in front of you. And you can do a powerful search in terms of the from email ID. You want to search the sender, you know, so from email ID. So people, say someone like Ram at IBM.com. So he has sent me a mail. I want to search that, or I want to search the to email ID. So where I have sent a mail to say Satish at google.com. Then I want to find out all those mails out here. The subject containing a particular subject. Google can go through your entire mail as well as your attachments and come up with the emails which contain that particular word. That could be in the email, that could be in the attachment. Now, is it not a wonderful feature that you can search in your attachment and pick up the mails and show it to you out over there? So that is something that you can do from here, or it doesn't have size greater than. A very useful thing if you want to clear your mailboxes. So I want all those mails which are size greater than say 15 MB. And it picks up all the mails greater than 15 MB and shows it out over here. Day within it, it is within this particular period. I want all the mails. I want to search all the mails, or I want to search a particular only in the inbox, or only in the trash, or only in the sent items, or whatever for that matter, right? So these are some basic searches, and of course the search contains an attachment and don't include chats. Now, whenever you're doing a chat on the left-hand side by clicking any person's name, for example, I click this person's name and I have to do a chat. The chat gets automatically archived in the email out over there. It gets archived over here as a chat conversation out over here between me and Arvind out over there, right? So I can also search my chat conversations that happened, any passwords that he shared with me or any link that he shared with me. The chat is still available for me out over here. It doesn't get deleted. It doesn't get deleted, or I don't have to go elsewhere to find it out. So it's a good tool. From one single window, you're able to converse with your office team members. You're able to chat with them. You don't have to leave your window out over here. You don't have to go into WhatsApp where you are loaded with so many other conversations out over there that you forget what you went for in the first place. So those kind of things are not there. You're still into one panel from where you're managing everything. You also have the settings panel on the top. And I just want to quickly run you through the settings panel because it's something very wonderful features which you all may or may not know out over there actually, but which you can take advantage of once you get to know about it, right? So you have these tabs: the general tab, the labels, inbox, accounts, filter and block address, forwarding and pop IMAP, add-ons, and so on, right? Here, if you can just scroll down in the generals tab, you will find that Google has got this, you know, these primarily these suggestions out over here in terms of the grammar. It has a built-in grammar suggestion tools which makes it easy for your employees, even if they are weak in English, to have, send out mails with the grammar suggestion tool. You have the auto spelling correction tool built into your email. You have the auto correct tool built in, which you can switch on and switch off if you don't want it. So you have the control to switch it off if you don't want it. You have the smart compose. Like for example, if I were to compose a mail and I were to mark it to say Arvind at Corona Tech and say to my team member, say Sarita, who has been instrumental in putting this entire program together for the day today. She is from a marketing team and she has ensured that we are all connected today. So say, dear, I typed, and you can see automatically dear Arvind and Sarita coming over here. I haven't typed their names. It picked it up from the two addresses automatically. So in this way, auto compose is built in into the this, and it's a on the left hand side. You can see apart from smart compose, you have smart compose personalization. So this example that I'm giving you is about the personalization of the mail, wherein the person's name is coming automatically, right? So I can say, okay, dear Arvind, I just use the arrow key and I move further, and I say, how are you? It came automatically. I didn't even have to type it out, right? Say, are you doing DOI type, remaining came automatically, right? So much of smartness that Google has gotten, it's really fantastic, really good actually. I don't think it has a much more better productivity tool than this for that matter. It saves so much of your typing time, right? And of course, even when you're replying to certain emails, etc., you have on your phone, sure, I can get back to you. Thank you. There are 3 options that they give you in terms of smart reply options also. So it saves so much of your time. So you have the smart reply out over here, smart reply on or smart reply off for that matter. And mark conversation as read after 3 seconds. Some of these features out over here. You also have the feature of setting up multiple signatures. Right now I have 3-4 signatures, so I can change my signature from this particular one to this particular one, or a different one for that matter. I can do it when I'm composing my mail. I'll show you how to do it for that matter. I can create multiple signatures. That is the first thing that I want to share with you. And more importantly, yes, you can have a vacation autoresponder. So if you're traveling or something, you can enable your vacation autoresponder, and you say that from this date till this particular date, you're not available. The subject for, so anyone who's sending you a mail, there's an auto reply that goes out saying that, autoresponder we call it, a vacation responder we call it otherwise, that goes out saying that I'm not available between this period and this period. And you can type whatever you want to type. So in my absence, please contact my senior or my department, or call support, or whatever it is for that matter. And you decide whom it should get sent to everyone or only to people who are in your contacts. So if any mail comes from people who are already in your contacts, then this vacation responder goes. Otherwise, to new people who are sending you anything, it doesn't go in that particular kind of a scenario. So you do that and then you save it, you're done with it, right? So these are a few things that you have out over there. And then you of course have another possibility of labels. Labels is a fantastic tool. It's like folders that you have in Outlook, where you can create multiple labels, and when any mail that comes across to you, you can go and mark a label to it. So I don't know how many of you all use the label option out over there, but you can. So for example, this mail is there. I can go and select this particular mail on the top, and I can assign a label to it. Just give me a moment. Yeah, this is the label icon. I can just click over here and I say that this label is from, say, inquiry. Right? It's a webinar inquiry, right? And I click it. So you can see that it will get changed. Inquiry. and I say apply. Okay. So you can see that there is a small label inquiry which has come over here. In this way, if you click on the inquiry tab, all the mails with the inquiry comes over there. So if I search for, I can just scroll on the left hand side and choose the inquiry label, and all the mails with the inquiry label. Right now I've got only one, all of them come together. Or you can go to the search window and say label colon inquiry, and all the inquiry labels come out over there, right? So this is one way of using the labels out over there. There are so many things to talk about. I'll not go too much in detail right now, but I think what you must have understood right now is that there's a lot more to explore in the settings section of G Suite. One more thing is forwarding and pop IMAP. You can pull emails from other accounts over here. So one is that, say you have another domain or something where you get mails and you want to keep a track of it over here in your Gmail or G Suite for that matter. You can come here and you can enable forwarding over here. So pop download, you call it. You can get mails from other boxes out over here, and I do it over here. So I have some mails from other boxes coming into this particular window. You can enable IMAP for your own emails, and enabling IMAP ensures that your mails are synced across multiple devices. So by default it is enabled. So your tablet, your mobile, and your Google webmail account, gmail.com, all three contain the same inbox and same sent items and same labels. So unlike in Outlook, many a times you can't sync your sent items with your webmail folder out over there because you use POP protocol. If you had to use IMAP, it allows you, but you need a lot more bigger storage for that purpose. And that is where it becomes a challenge in the older email solutions that you had out over there. So these are some things that you can set up out over here. You have add-ons. If you want to have any additional add-on, you can go and install some additional free add-ons available. You have this manage button over here. There are a lot of third-party developer add-ons which are available. You can go and explore some which you might find useful. You can enable chat and meet, which is being shown on the left-hand side. You can enable it, disable it, whatever. You can do that over here. You have got some advanced controls available out over here. You can explore that. You can take your mail offline, but only in your Chrome browser with an extension. You can set that up on a Chrome browser. Just log in on your Chrome, and you can use the extensions to make your mail available offline, even when no internet connectivity is available. You can change your theme from this boring look and feel to something more colorful. There are a lot of colorful themes available in set theme. You can use that if you would want to. Right, so these are some things that are available out over there. I'm not going too deep into it, but it's something which is available for you, right? Now let's go back quickly to some of the other apps out over there. So you have definitely the Drive app, the storage app available for you. If you have got any questions, do mention it on the chat window and I will take it out for you. Language selection option, yes, it is available. It is available, so I haven't really explored it much because I don't understand any other language other than English. But yes, if you see over here, you do have Hindi option available, and you can add money in other languages also from here. But I want you to explore it. Really, I have no clue about any other language except for English. Yes, you can do it. Many people use Hindi or there are other languages out there. Like you do it in WhatsApp, some people or do it on Facebook. They have Marathi and they have other languages. But sadly for me, I don't know to use any other language. So I haven't explored languages out of it. Okay. How can people share Google Drive for uploading in common folder? That's where we are coming to, Manju. I'm taking it up right now for you. This was one question that was there earlier from Sangeeta. I just wanted to address that before I move further to a different section out over here. So we have this Google Drive folder that is available over here. It will just get opened out there. Yeah, from different parts of the country, yes, we will look at that. Everything is collaborative. Gmail is completely accessible from wherever. Now this is available for you once you share it, okay? So here, as you can see, it's again a similar interface that we saw in Gmail. You have on the left side certain access tools, main access tools of this particular section. The right-hand side, you still have the calendar, keep, task, etc. available for you. You have a powerful search feature available on the top. Over here, you can go and search and do lot more advanced search also for that matter by clicking on this arrow sign. It's taking some time to load. You can see, not on this one. Okay, perfect. It's loaded up finally. So there's a lot more functionality in terms of advanced search. Explore it. And then you of course have this new button out over here from where you can go and upload a file, upload a folder. You can create a new Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides from here. It's very similar to the Open Office tool or the Microsoft Office that you have used personally. It's very similar to that. It has the same functionality in 99% of the times. There's and the basic functionality that we typically use is completely there. All the formulas are there in Google Sheets. It's available, including the VLOOKUP, the pivot. You name any formula, it's completely available over there. I use it in plenty all the time, along with the help documentation, which is available in plenty on Google. You go and say, how do I do a drop-down menu in Excel sheet, in Google Sheet? And there are so many people who have set up, so many blog articles on each of these topics, or a video article on each of these topics out there, So I'm using a lot more Excel today, or a lot more sheets today than what I was using in the past, given that I've got a lot more help available on each of these topics. And it's a lot more simpler. It's in a layman's language out over there. The questions you need to ask in a layman's language, and there's so many people who have already written articles in that, right? These three things, Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, etc. Whatever content you're creating out here is unlimited storage for you. It's not counted in your 30 GB of storage out over there. So that is something which is advantageous for you and for your business, that it's not being counted in the 30 people out over there, right? Now, let's move further. Now in this, I'm not uploading a document. As I told you, it's very straightforward. Just click on the upload button, it gets uploaded. Nothing much to show over there. Of course, you can do the other ones like Google Forms also you can create from here, and all the other Google apps which are available. You can go and explore it further in terms of a text editor and so on actually, right? Google Sites, any file, Notepad, and so on actually. Now let's come back over here. Now if I already have a file out over here, say there is this particular Google Doc which I have created on I have standardized my webinar invite. So anytime, we do this particular session, my marketing team goes out over there, they open this particular document out, and I have created a lot of steps on how the invite needs to be created. How is the webinar landing page? What is the content that we'll be using? So if we are changing the content at any point of time, we create one more document, and it's all there in the cloud, right? So my entire team can use it out over there. We also have what is the content that is going to go out for who are the speakers? What is the emailer content that is going to get sent out? So the standard text, so that my people can use this content and send out emailers. How is the WhatsApp post going to go? What is the images are already shared on WhatsApp. So I'm not put it over here, but the text content, in terms of WhatsApp post, what is going to go? What is the emailer that's going to go 1 to 2 days prior to the registrant? What is the emailer which is going to go 1 day prior to the registrant? What is the emailer that's going to go 2 hours prior to the registrants? So we spoke about the McDonald's, French fries coming out in the same way. So we have created those standardizations in our Google Drive. For each of the activity that we are doing out there, we have created those documents. And now if I want to do any document, whether it's an offline document, a PDF document, an image, or one of the Google documents, it could be any document. It could be an existing PDF image. It could be a scan that you've done of a document, or it could be a Google Doc, or any document for that matter. Any document that you uploaded or created over here, you can just go and right click on it, and you can say share. So you can share, and you can share it with whomsoever you want to share it. So the other way around is that these are the recent quick access documents. All the other documents are available down here. You can select any one of this particular document out over there. You can also, on the top, you will get these same buttons. You will get the link to that particular document. You will get the whom you would want to share it with. So if I click on the share option out over here, I can decide whom I get to share it with, and I can define what are the privileges in terms of sharing, whether they get to view it, or can they edit it, or can they only comment on it. or do I want to make them a owner of that particular document? Owner means he has the final access to that particular document, right? So these are a few things that you can define out over here, and sharing it is very simple. You just type their email ID and you can share it with that particular person, he or she out over there. So all you do is type the ID. You can type multiple IDs. You can give it to the groups. So you have created a document which is meant for the entire organization, and you have a group account called all@say company.com. So in that kind of a scenario, you just put all at company.com. The entire group gets access to that particular document, and you can mention whether they are going to be editors, viewers, or they have only comment rights available for them. So this is something which is available over here. You also have some other settings controls available over here which you can explore further, right? So what can people do and what people cannot do, etc. Now that's primarily it. So once you do and you hit on the send button, the notification goes across to them. You can also get a link. So you can say copy link from here downstairs, or you can take the copy link from the copy link section icon itself. And you can say, who gets access to the link. So you can define that who gets access to this particular link. Anyone at SitePros can view, or it is anything else that you want to give. You want to give it to restricted, or anyone with the link can view this particular link. Anyone on the internet can view, as long as he has the link in the first place. So you can give it to people outside your organization. You can give it to people outside your organization, outside your company. Having a Gmail account or having a Google account is definitely necessary to view the document, right? Unless it's a PDF file or something which gets downloaded in that particular case. But if it's a Google Doc or a Google Sheet, he will need to have a Google account in that kind of a situation, right? So these are some options that you have available over there. Now, if you want to give a link, you can just select it and you can create a shareable link from here by clicking on the shareable link icon. Copy it, copy the link by clicking on copy link, and go back to your mail and share it out over there. So either you can share it over your email, or you can directly invite the person by using this particular link out over here. Yeah, just hold on a minute. Now, that's primarily about the sharing feature available over here. On the left hand side, you can see that you have got something called as Get Drive for Desktop. Now, if you download this particular drive, then it comes across as a additional drive over here. It comes across as an E drive. I have right now removed it from my Cloud Explorer window out over. Okay, I'm not sharing my Explorer window with you all. So on your Explorer window, on your Windows Explorer that you have a C drive and you have a D drive. One more drive called G drive. G stands for Google. G drive gets added over there. So you can do this entire document storage management from your Explorer window. You don't need to come here and then share files and share it with people and things like that. You can do it from your Windows Explorer window, the same way that you are doing it with your D drive, etc. in your office. You were on your LAN network and you used to give sharing permissions to your colleagues out over there. Similarly, using this download Google Drive option out there, you get a small drive added to your Windows Explorer as a G drive, and from there you can copy you can create folders within your G drive, you can copy files into your G drive, and you can give access to your other team members from there. And they similarly can also access it either from the browser here, or they can access it from the G drive at their end, right? These are some basic things that you can do with Google Drive. I'll go on to one more app out over here. There's one question that someone had asked whether we can disallow, I think the screen share had got disconnected, right? Okay. Someone has mentioned not opening on Windows 2007. You need to move to, I don't know what is W2007. I don't think there's some version called W2007. Can we control download from Google Drive? Yes, if you don't give him access, he cannot download it. But if you've given him access, he can download it. Right? There's no other way to that. If you've given him access, he can download it. If you're not given him access, he cannot download it. But if you've given him access, he can definitely download it. You cannot stop him. It's a collaborative tool at the end of the day. You cannot stop him from collaborating. Right? That defeats the purpose. Okay. Now, let me go back to the share screen once again. Sudhir, I really could not get your question, but maybe we can take it somewhere later offline. Or I'll need to check it over the TeamViewer or something like that, what exactly you're facing issue.
I have
But it works
2007.
seamlessly. Many of my clients definitely use it. Yes, at times in some PCs, there are challenges with their different things, but there is a resolution available for each of these challenges. So maybe I can take it offline for you. Now let's come back to the Google. Is there any CRM tool available? There is a CRM tool, Mahesh, available as a third-party tool available in G Suite. I'll share something about it as we move further to the add-on tools out there. Okay, these were some of the questions that had come in. I just wanted to answer those before I move further to the next section. So let me move on to the next section. So we have Google Docs. I'm not getting into Google Docs because we very well know what Google Docs is all about. I already have this window in front of me. One particular feature that I want to talk about in Google Docs or Google Sheets or Google Slides for that matter is that you have a very fantastic feature called as version control. So you can see that when I go to the file menu, I've got something called as version control, and I can see the version history out over here. Now what that means basically for me is that I can I really don't have anything disturbing out over here at my end. I'll just see, I'll just reduce the, I'm just reducing my fan speed. Does that help for you, Manju? Is it better now? Is it better now, Manju? No, there's no one talking apart from me right now. Everyone else is muted except for me. Okay, I muted all the participants. I was not able to hear any of those sounds, but right now I muted all the participants. Is it better now? Okay, perfect. Thank you for getting it to my notice. Okay. Now, so version control is one nice tool, and I enable the version control out over there. And you can see that after enabling the version control, we can see all the versions of this particular document on the right-hand side. If I want to go back, someone comes and even deletes this entire document mistakenly. Mistakenly, it does happen at times, right? Then I can just come back to any particular date that I want to, and I can see who has done those edits in each of the documents out there, right? This last version was edited by Sarita out here. I can just go back over here, see it, and if I want to restore this particular version, then I can click on the top, restore this particular version, and we are good to go, right? We are good to go. So restore version is something which is primarily available over here, and on a single click, you can restore back to a previous version in case something went wrong with your document out there. You also have the option of, you also have this option of download download the files in various different formats. So you're creating a Google Docs document. It doesn't mean that you share it in the same way. You can convert it into a docs file, docx file. You can convert it into an OpenOffice file. You can convert it into rich text format, a PDF format. You have these multiple formats available for you out over here. You also have the share option available on the top right from here, from where you can share this particular document with others out over there, right? So these are some things that I just wanted to highlight here in the Office document apart. And you also have this big blue button available over here from where you can share it with others out over there, right? Now this is the other option that you can see whom all you have shared this particular document with, and there's so much of things, where when it was last viewed and so on. These are different things that you can definitely see from here. So it allows you to understand whether your people are using your doc or not, how frequently are they looking at it? Are they following your systems and processes, or are you the only one who has created who is following it? So these are some things that you can definitely look at from here, right? There are lots of tools which are available for you, even in this COVID times, and allows you to understand whether things are going in the right direction, right? So that's something out there, and it's a productive tool. It's not something to harass. It's basically a productivity tool. Now let me just move further to the next section, which is the Google Sheets. We and to quickly cover some basics of Google Sheets out also over there. I'm not going too deep. You have a lot of documentation available on Google on all these particular tools. I'm not going to go too deep out here. This is just an overview kind of a tool that I'm doing right now. Now we have this particular, MIS document that I have created for my organization out over here. And as you can see that all my standards and processes that we have for different departments are kind of created out over here. And each of these documents are there. I have indexed it. So all the documents that I have created, I have indexed it over here so that it becomes a single window. I normally don't go into Drive folder and I keep finding out documents over there. Of course, there also you can create folders and put it into buckets, and thereby you can see what's there in each folder wise. But I prefer Excel sheet way of approach, and I have created an index out over here, and all my team members have access to this document, this MIS sheet out over here. It's shared with everyone out over here in my team. Right now you can see one of my employees right now using this particular doc out over here. So Priya is using this particular MI sheet. She's working on something. I get to know that they are there using this tool out over here. Of course, I also can get to know by using this particular tool when was the last time who was accessing what. So you can see that they're really using this tool out over there, right? So this is something which I get to keep monitoring out over here. Now, if I come back to this particular doc, these are all documents, and every document is shared not with everybody. I have access to all the documents, but for others, if they click on one of these documents over here, like this yellow color is for the management docs actually. So the business dashboard cannot be seen by other staff of my organization people. If they click on it, it will come, you do not have access to this particular document. If they click on it, it will come that they do not have access to this particular document. But if they were to go on to something else, they will be able to access that particular if they have access, then they will get the access. Otherwise, it will come, you do not have access to this particular document. But it becomes a single place, a single dashboard for me, from where I can see and manage everything out over here. So we have one more brand called LeadWorks, which is for loan advisors. So leadworks.in is my domain name over there. And there again, we have created separate MIS documents out there, and we have marked it over here. So a different slight color gradient out over here, so that whenever I want to go to LeadWorks, I just go to this particular gradient and I search only for files in this particular gradient. I don't see anywhere else, So that's my mind is color coded actually, you can say, to a certain extent. It becomes easy for me. So similarly, we have these blue, which are more for the hosting department out over there. A lot of these things. And then we have the billing department, where we have a lot of the documents mentioned out over here. Again, each documents are multiple levels actually. So if I were to go to my web project tracker over here, I can see all my web projects out over here. I can open any of these projects by just going to this particular, it's getting loaded. Yeah, so I can just click over here and I can go to this particular document. Now this is shared with my entire design team. And as you can see, they know the different things that they're doing out over there, the different further document links that they want to the different social. We do digital marketing also for our clients. So if they want to see the social calendar, what is the brief which is given by the client? What are the kinds of creatives that we want to be created for this particular client out there? What is the assurance that we have given as an end promise to the end customer? So all those things are very clearly mentioned for my team, so that they also understand what is that we have told the client. And if they have to refresh their thoughts or documents, they can go back over here and they can refer to this particular document and thereby get access to the content out over there, right? So I keep creating a lot of these documents. I keep standardizing a lot of my processes out over there. We were kind of, one day in one of our, we do Google Meet every morning. And Google Meet is a fantastic tool for getting connected with your team out there. And in one of those meetings, we had something like, how to I was talking to my team about planning and delegation. And when I was sharing the things with them, like right now how I'm sharing things with you, I created this document about basic planning steps, where when you're planning a thing, and how to brief the client about the plan, etc., and how to share a reporting format with them, etc., how to confirm it with the client, so that the client has a clear picture of what we are going to do for them. And when you're getting your team members to work with you, what are the things that you work on with your team member in terms of delegation, and how is that the team member reports to you, and what are the things that you need to look at when you're delegating it to your team. Very basic set of instructions, but it helps. It helps because whenever we discuss it in our online meeting for that particular day, I just open up this document and I ask them, okay, what is the plan? Okay, tell me the plan, and just for ensure that they have all the steps mapped out. If not, I tell them, just go back to this document, plan out your steps, and come back with the entire plan out over there. So it helps me also, and it helps them also, because it's shared with everyone out over there. It helps both of my team members as well as me to be on the same page, and we are communicating on the right lines, and our communication is clear. It's not that I remember it because I know it and they don't really remember it. So I don't have to keep repeating the same steps. They can definitely go back, refer to it, work it out, and come back. Especially if you have a junior team of employees, it becomes a very important and useful tool out there, right? So this is something. And also we have built certain price calculators out over here. So you can see that we have these price calculators over here, which we have created. So this is one of the AWS price calculator that we have created, which is Amazon has got web services that they offer in terms of servers that they offer for businesses. And earlier it used to be very difficult for my team to come up with a code, because Amazon pricing is based on multiple parameters. You have the server, you have the SSD storage drive that they offer, then there is the S3 storage drive that they offer, the backup plans, the databases that they offer, the total bandwidth that you're consuming, you have a regional data transfer, you have a overall data transfer, and you have a Google CloudFront, which is for a content delivery network. With so many things out there, how do you give a quotation to a client on based on what could be a rough budget for him? Because clients want a rough budget all the time. And it was very difficult for us to really give him a kind of a code. If any of one of you all are using AWS servers, you all will agree with me, it's very difficult to get a initial benchmark estimation. So I created a tool out over here wherein I got their entire pricing, and I mapped it with the Excel formulas out over here, and each of the formulas out over there, you can see that. And now if my team has to give a quotation in terms of S3 storage, say the number of requests are 10,000 requests, and you want say a storage space of 100 GB, then automatically the price comes over here. And thereby even the server configuration, they have a different types of server. I want to give them a smaller server, I just select the smaller server, and the price changes out over here. And thereby my with the summation formula at the bottom, I get very quickly what is the cost that is going to cost for the server. So it's a kind of a calculator tool that I built over here, and we do that in Excel all the time. But I think it being collaborative, and I having shared it with all my team members out over there, it becomes all the more easier for me to ensure that all my team is using this particular tool if they want to, and they are all on the same page. Similarly, we have these shared hosting plans, etc. So I went ahead and created one more rate calculator, because we take the bigger servers and then we put it down into smaller buckets out over there. So it becomes really difficult to how do you price the smaller buckets out over there. And so uh, we have these very large servers. How do you put it down into smaller buckets? So I created a costing which not only takes into account my server cost, but also takes into account my marketing cost, my sales cost, my billing cost, my support cost for each of the customer that comes in, server management cost, because server management is done at only for particular for the server. But how do I break it into my so many customers who come in the shared hosting level? My legal cost, keep some provisions for the legal. There are always some issues if there are at any. So I keep a legal budget like you have for the building society, the sinking budget. The building never falls, but in case it were to fall, you need to have a budget. So a legal cost out there, and the management cost, because we as a management are spending a lot of time to do all these things. So there has to be a return back for us, so management cost, and thereby I derive my cost at the end. What is my overall cost going to be? And then I share it with my team out over there. So when I share it out with my team, of course, I don't really share the formulas. I then share them without the formulas, because Google and in Excel sheet, you have an option of pasting without the formulas, right? So here I have this other tool which I have given access to everyone, but here I have pasted it without the formulas. So they get to see the pricing, but they don't get to see the underlying formula that goes into it, right? Of course, if you have a senior person, you have a senior director, etc., you do. And I have also shared it with my two other partners out over there, but not with my entire team out there. So this is something that we have created out over here without the formulas, and then we have put it up into a popular plan and something. So now it goes on to my website with a popular plan out over there. So I've added more features out over there because the clients need to know some more features which come with each of the shared hosting products out over there. So these are some things that you can easily do with the Excel sheet, and the remaining things in terms of version control, in terms of you want to leave a comment or something, you can go to this comment part and you can leave a comment on this document. You can put up a remarks on the right side. You can put up you can do a version control. You can download it as a normal XLS file, a PDF document, a web page or something like that. You can do all these things out over there. Version control is built in over here. So many things. You can move it into a particular folder on your storage drive. You can create a copy of this sheet before you share it with your people out there if you want to, so that you always have your own copy still at any point of time. So these are a few things that you can definitely do in Google Drive and Google Docs and Google Sheets. Google Slides, I'm not getting into it, but you can yourself see that I'm using Google Slide as a presenting tool out over here, right? Now, so if you all are so much, so if you all are in it so far so much, and you all are getting the different aspects of G Suite, I want you all to type out over here. Yes, we are in. So you can just type we are in, or in for that matter. And I know that you all are in with me so much so far. Just type in over here. And I've got the last section that I'm going to discuss about the Google Ads add-ons, which gives you the final trust to the entire thing, which makes it really useful out over there. We are covering mail merge. We are looking at email spreadsheets and all these tools out over here. But I want you all to give me some energy by typing in that you are in, you are happy so much so far to be here. Type in, type happy, and I know that you all are with me so much. So much so far. Come on, guys. If I've added a lot of value to you, I want you all to use your fingers and type it out over there. Okay, I'm adding a lot of value to you, right? So that's the least I can expect from you. Okay. Now, wonderful, guys. Each one of you all has shared your comments out here with me. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy to be sharing with a very proactive team out over there. A very small set of people who are there today, but a very proactive team that I've got. I'm thankful to each one of you all to be here out over here with me. Let me go back and let's look at some of these add-ons very quickly. I know we are running a slightly behind schedule. It might take me half an hour more, guys. I'm slightly sorry that we are going a bit behind schedule, but I just wanted to ensure that I give the maximum value to each one of you all. So guys, please plan out your schedule and just ensure that you can give me another 20 to 30 minutes for me to complete this session. Okay. I'm not going to be having another part like most of the guys out there, you know, where they have a portion where they ask you to come and make you a payment and things like that. No, I am not asking anything from you. I'm not going to be asking you all to enroll with me for any further things. I'm not going to be asking you all to take out your credit cards and swipe out over here. I'm going to be only sharing some more knowledge. So please stay with me. Okay. Thank you, guys. Of course, my only ask is that if you want to push on your G Suite account to me, please do that. If you think I'm adding a lot of value to you, please do that. Our team will be able to add a lot more value to you. If you're planning to get started with G Suite, please please get in touch with us. And lastly, if you know someone who can take advantage of G Suite, inform us so that we can send out invite to them for our upcoming session. And if they find that it's of value to them, they can also avail it from us. So that's my basic ask for you. I'm not going to be asking you to do anything like sharing your credit card details or any payment to me with me right now, right? In most of the webinars that I attend, the last thing is most important part is asking you to share your credit card details. No, we are not doing that over here. Thank you, guys. Let me go back to my sharing window. Yeah. So we are looking at 4 marketplace add-ons. Let me just quickly get started with it. Let me get quickly started with it. Okay. I'll just share a new window with you once again. Let's close some of the existing windows. Perfect. So we are out over here. Now this is a small tool. So I already looked and gave you an example of my price calculator, my MIS. You all can go ahead and create similar documents for you. I forgot one thing which I wanted to tell you before I get on into add-on tools, a very important tool out here. And it's part of our add-on tools also for that matter. So let us start it from there itself. Let us start it from the add-on tool and just start exploring the Google Forms, which is a very important tool out over here, right? It starts from there actually. So let me just get on to Google Forms tool, because that's a very important tool, which is also an underutilized tool for every business. Now, why Forms is a very important tool? Because it helps me to standardize all my data out over there, right? Each of my department data gets centralized out over here. So in Google Forms, so you saw that I went to now the best part about the Google is that most of these documents are available directly from the URL also. So you can go to docs.google.com, and from there also you can get started with the Google Forms, or you can go to the Drive and there also you can get started with the new, and you can go to your Google Forms, or you can go to gmail.com, and from there you can move to your Google Forms window out over here. The purple color icon out over here, right? So in Google Forms, you can, on the right hand side bottom, I have got this compose button out over here. I click on the compose button out over here for the vendor management, for the customer management. So you have a new customer coming on board. You want his name, address, email ID, mobile number, GST number, so that you can go ahead and create a code for him, right? So you tell him that, why don't you fill up this form, customer registration sheet form, so that you can quickly share a code with him. Otherwise, you know, half the time, half the data goes missing, and then you're creating a code with inaccurate data and doesn't really look professional out over there, right? So the contact person name, the contact person email ID, the GST number, everything you can ask right on day one, and it gets collected and gets saved for you, right? Similarly, your vendors, you want to have a vendor registration sheet so that you know who is the vendor for what. And in your Excel sheet later, you can kind of, you know, colorize the code as priority vendor 1, priority vendor 2, priority vendor 3, so that if your team is, you know, wants to call a plumber, they know that there are 3 plumbers available in your organization, but this is the priority plumber 1. If he is not available, then they go on to plumber 2, and if that second plumber is also not available for that particular day, then they call plumber 3. Similarly, for the internet service or something, you have 2 internet services in your organization. You can put them as a vendor, and you can put their contact details of the contact persons, and they know whom to call if there is an internet outage in your organization. Typically, the admin does this particular role, but believe me, if you were to have these standardized documents, even if your admin is on a holiday on that particular day, you still can go and be in control of the situation instead of fretting that that particular person is not available on that particular day, right? So we also have our employees document created in similar way with their emergency contact, etc. Because sometimes the staff falls ill in the organization, or he has not reported for a few days, and you are wondering that his phone is switched off. What do? You need to inform someone, right? So you first person to contact is the family members and find out if he's safe. So in that kind of a situation, those emergency contacts are useful. Small businesses typically don't have those information handy. The resume doesn't carry that kind of information. So if you were to create a form and capture those details in a very systematic manner, it makes your business a lot more efficient. So we spoke about, you know, doing better with lesser effort. So this is one of the way of doing better with lesser effort. Now, how do I create? Now, even you can even create a webinar registration form. So you plan to do your own webinars down the line. So you can create a webinar registration form and ask all the people over WhatsApp to fill up this particular form, or on the Facebook to, you know, fill up this link so that they can be they can get the Zoom link later, right? So even if you don't know how to use or you don't have a full-time web developer who can set up a page on your website, you can still very well go on to a form and you can set up a registration form, and that is, you can get quickly started, right? So here you can say, you can start with name. The best part is AI driven. I type name, automatically the option went on to being a short answer, and I can say it is a required field. And then I say my next one, I click on plus button, and add question, and here I can type over here email ID. Automatically again short answer, say required. I wouldn't want to go for this email collection option because then it asks for Google account. I don't want that. I want even people without Google account to be able to fill up this form. So I will keep it simple. So even people without a Google account can fill up your Google form. That's a very important thing for you to know. Now, email ID, and then you have say a phone number. And again, it will come automatically short answer. But here, if you can see, Google automatically is collecting and asking him the number, is it a number? And give a custom error message if it is not a number. So it validates whether it's number. So you have all these kinds of number it can validate for. So greater than something in case you're asking for a quantity or something like that. So number of participants, maybe it can be a greater than 1 or greater than 0 or something like that, equal to, not equal to, so many options out there. And you can give a error message in case it is something. So in my case, I might say, if he enters something like ABC or something, I can say, please input a valid number. That's an error message in case he's putting in something wrong, which is not matching with this validation over there. And I mark it as a required field. And now I would want to ask him a multiple choice question, say, your role. And I'm going to give a multiple choice where I say, your role is a CEO, director, say senior executive, professional, like a doctor, a CA, a lawyer, etc., or maybe retired person, maybe kind of a student, right? Whatever you can define it. I'm just, let me not put too many of them, right? So you can define it. I'm just saying, I'm just sharing certain examples of how you use a multi-choice option out over here in your form, right? And now you can also go ahead and also give a something like a feedback rating. So if you have to develop a feedback form, then you would want to have a rating. Rate us on a scale. Rate us on a scale of. So let me just change this first. So let me just put a number first. And now I'm going to change this to, you can see when I change this to rate us on a scale of, automatically the option on the right hand side is changed to a linear scale. And I say 1 to 10. Okay. Give some space over here. So, okay. Here I'll need to choose 10. And whether I want to give any label for 1. So I want to give not satisfactory. And my 10 means excellent, because sometimes people feel now 1 is, the best guy. Because in our school, the guy who got the first rank was the best guy, right? So not satisfactory, and 10 is excellent, not the other way around. And I say it's required. Now, these are some of the ways that you can do a sheet. And you also have, the best part is that, if you want to show him certain images, then you can also set up a image. So you can add a new question like, which product you like, out of which sample you think is good, which sample product is good. So if you're launching a new design in the market, you can say which sample is good, and you can give him 4 color options out over here. I'm not uploading it over here, but what happens is that you get 4 images coming over here. You get 4 images, and he can look at the image and select the image. And this could be for anything, where not everything needs to be in text format. It can also be a form and image format. You can have 4 courses with the 4 courses images out there. It could be whatever way you like it. So you can also embed a YouTube link over here. You can change your font color and sizes out over here. You can import questions directly over here. You can have an attachment file over here. So these are some of the sections. You can have a section in terms of the form if you want to break it up. So these are some of the things that you can do out over here. Now, when it comes back, like you want a PAN card or a GST number or a Aadhaar card to be submitted, you can ask them to upload an attachment also. Now, in terms of responses, when people fill up these questions, you need to get it as a response. Okay. Now, how do you get a response? Now, first, before you go into responses, you can just go to this preview button over here and you can see how it looks. You can go to this customize theme to make the color, background, etc. different if you want to. So if I look at the preview window, this is how it's going to look for me, and this is how people are going to fill it up for me. Okay. Now, if I go back over here, if I go back over here, instead of untitled form, I can give a link. It's a web registration form. I've given a name to it and I can set it up further. But before I set up, I want to collect my responses. So how do the responses come over here, one below the other. But if I wanted an Excel sheet, I just need to click over here. So you can automatically link it to Excel sheet. And this is the first add-on utility that I'm talking about for you. So create a new spreadsheet and you say create. Our new spreadsheet will get automatically created. So it's got created. I can click on the open button over here. And you can see all the fields have got automatically populated. So all the labels that were there in the form has got automatically populated. Now I go to the preview window once again. And I put in the answers over here. So I put in, my name is say Ram. I put in my email ID as ramkumar.s@site2host.com. My phone number is 9768-4582. I'm the role of CEO. And I'm scale 10. Of course, I can't give me, it says something lower than that. And I say submit. So my response has got submitted. As a visitor, someone coming onto my form, his response has got captured. If I go back to my Excel sheet out over here, you can see that the data is already captured and even the timestamp is captured. At what time was this form filled up? So guys, is this something really good? Is this something really good? If it is something really good, I just want you to type good over there just to keep the energy flowing as we move on to the further add-ons out over here. Just type that's good so far. Yeah, the email notifications part, I will tell you. Yes, it can be sent to mass mail address. We'll be looking at it in the next part of mail merge itself. So good so far. Thank you. Okay. I don't know why they are not able to connect, Manju, but our session is open for all. Fine. They can attend my next session in case they couldn't make it for this session. But I have not locked any of my screens. There's no people waiting. There's no waiting room as such. Okay, perfect. Now what we look at is we looked at Google Forms, right? Now let's move on to the other part. Now, how do I send out this form to everyone, right? I need to send this form to everyone. So on the top, you can see this button send. You need to click on the send button and there you get multiple options. So you can invite them via email. So you can put in their 2 email ID and get sent to them as an email out over there. You can also share it on Facebook and Twitter from here, or you can go to the link over here and you can capture this link. So you can capture this entire link. You can also have collaborators for this particular form by adding collaborators over here. Okay. You can capture this link from here, copy this link and mail it to your participants, but this link is too long. So how do you shorten the link? You click on the shorten URL out over here and you can see that Google has given you a very short URL which you can share on WhatsApp, on your email, on your SMS. You can do it in whichever way you want to share with the end participants, on your Facebook, wherever you want to. Also, you have the third option of embed, wherein you can take this iframe code, give it to your developer, and you can embed it on your web page so that people on the web page itself, like you on my side, you had the webinar form on the right side of my content, right? Of course, we did not use Google Form. We used WordPress based tool out over there, contact form. But you want to use this because it is more in your control. You don't have to depend on a developer, designer, etc. Then you can copy this and embed it over there, just like you embed YouTube videos on your website. Okay, you just need to give this iframe source to your developer and he can put it there for you. or you know basic HTML, you can do it yourself. Okay. So these are the 3 different ways that you can do it. You can email it directly. You can take the link and you can share it to whatever different medias that you want to share it on, or you can embed it on your web page or email for that matter. Okay. So these are 3 things that you can, 3 ways that you can share this form with others so that they can they can fill it up and you capture the responses. So you come back to the responses window. You can see it is showing 1 on the top. It is also showing me the response below over here. And it is giving me the breakup in terms of, you know, multi-response director, ye wo pie chart mein dikha raha hai. What is more wonderful, right? You're getting the entire thing in a graphical format. Is it really wonderful? You're getting everything in the graphical format, right? So more and more people fill it, you'll get it more understanding of how your users are able to use this tool. Otherwise, say, you know, when we used to do manual surveys after the event, at that point of time, people used to find it really difficult to, you know, I used to go through 25 or 30. I'm a digital marketer also for that matter. I do digital marketing training sessions apart from being a founder and owner of sitetours.com. So at that time, I used to find it very difficult to collate all those 25 data which they've filled up manually and make in my head a kind of picture ki what is the overall, where do I stand? Now here I don't need to do that. It gives me a complete picture right away on the graph mode. Ki where do I stand, right? So it's really wonderful. Now also you can go back to your Excel sheet at any point of time from here. You don't need to remember your Excel sheet name. You can just click on this view response in Excel sheet and your Excel sheet will open in front of you. Okay. Now this registration sheet, you can keep it in your Excel sheet so that next time you want to share it, you don't need to search for it. You can automatically go. So what I would do is I will capture this form link out over here. Either I capture it from here because this is for me as an admin. If for the end customer, it's a different link. Okay. For the end customer, it is a link from, you'll have to get it from here, from the send section. From here, you'll have to get it for them. For us, for the admins, it is going to be from here. I just copy this URL. I would go into my Excel sheet out over here and I will put down, say, a register feedback or maybe a feedback form, a registration, webinar registration form, right? So I would put in it as webinar registration form. And then I will go back on this icon over here, the insert link icon, click on it, and I will paste it, Control V. I copied my link over there, right? I paste it. Now it's, oh, sorry, Control Z, webinar registration form. Just click and come out, go back to the cell, click on this insert link, and now paste it, Control V. I pasted it and my webinar registration form has got linked over here. So if someone was wondering how do I link my other documents in my Excel sheet, this is the way I do it. So now it stays here. Now I know whenever I want to take this example, I can go and click here and open it and show it to whomsoever I want to show it. Okay. Now that is basically done over here. Now let's move on to some of the other tools quickly out over here. Let's start with the primarily the what you call as the mail merge tool, and that is what I think. Am I audible now? Someone said that I'm not audible. I'm at the same tone right now. Okay. So now this is one of the wonderful ways that you can use Google Forms and Google Sheets. Now let's look at Mail Merge, which is one of the best utility tools that I found on G Suite, and I use it often. Now there are lots of add-ons that come with a G Suite. Now how do you go to any of these add-ons, whether it is a doc or whether it is a sheet or whether it's a slide? On the top in the menu section, you have something called as add-ons. Add-ons are tools developed by third-party professionals which add a lot more functionality to G Suite. So you go to add-ons and you go down and you say get add-ons. Okay, you search for, you say get add-ons. When you say get add-ons, the add-ons window comes in front of you. Now, when it comes in front of you, here you can type for Mail Merge add-on. Mail Merge, if you all know, even in Microsoft Office, we had the Mail Merge utility from which we can either send out mails or we could create labels in, in bulk out over there, especially for printing on an envelope and sending it across. Or we could even use it for creating personalized letters for a lot of people out over there. So you wanted to personalize the letters with their name, dear so-and-so, we invite you for our workshop and so-and-so. So we used to use the Mail Merge tool out over there. So that is what mail merge is all about. And of course, you can mail and you can also do personalization both. Here we use it for mailing purposes in particular. You can see that I'm using this particular mail merge tool, which has got a rating of 4.3. It has got roughly around 31 lakh downloads. And I yet another mail merge which has got higher rating and has got higher number of downloads out over there. I have not used this tool yet. I invested in this particular tool and I'm comfortable with it and I'm using it. But you all can try out either one of them if you want to. There is a free trial available with both of them. And if you want to go for the paid version, it gives you some advanced features. So most of these add-ons are a freemium tool. Freemium means free plus premium. Okay. So freemium tool it is. So free plus premium. So in that kind of a scenario, you get to do something free. But if you want some more advanced functionality, you have to pay for it. Now in mail merge, you can send up to 50 mails without having to pay anything. But if you want to send like 1,500 mails or something, you will have to go for the paid one. Okay. So the free one, you can send out only 50 mails at one time. So that is too less for me, right? So I went after a few tests and trials, I went for the paid one. It cost me $30 a year. It cost me $30 a year, which is roughly 2,100 rupees. This guy is an Indian. He gives me very good support. Amit is his name, and he gives me a lot of support. And that's the reason that I'm continuing with him, because I know that he's available. When I send out a mail to him, he immediately responds. So that is what I like about this particular guy. Okay. Now, this particular tool is available for you out here. Now, why use this particular tool? 1,500 mails is not really too much if you look at mass mailing. But the best advantage that I have with this particular tool is all my mails go into the inbox. Since the mails are being sent from Gmail, Gmail wouldn't want to put its own mails into spam, or put its own mail into promotions tab or any other tab out over there. Like in email, you know that you have these primary, social, promotions. I have also enabled these two tabs, which is from the general settings, which is primarily the updates and the forums tab. But for y'all, you might not have updates and forums unless you have kind of enabled it in the settings tab out over here. Now it goes something in promotions. I don't even look at it. I'm always looking at my inbox all the time, right? So this is something that is a kind of a challenge that we have with the other tools out over there. Now I come back to this mail merge tool out over here, and we were on this particular G Suite, right? Okay. So I have used this particular. I think I closed it. Let me just open my window. So I'm on G Suite add-ons. Yeah, it will land on primary box for all email IDs. Mahesh, it will land on primary box. Do we have to enter 50 email IDs manually? No, it's a Google G Suite, right? You can import it. You can import it from your existing document. Just give me a minute. Huh? Just give me a minute. My children are noisy right now. Just give me a minute. Daughters in school. Okay, perfect. And we are occupying their space, right? So nothing to tell them about. It's we all taking up their space actually, and asking them to be quiet. Now coming back to this tool, right? So yes, I have this G Suite add-on available out over here. and we have this mail merge. So something like I have this particular document that I have created, and someone was asking, do I need to type it manually? No, if you have an existing doc, you can you existing Excel sheet, you can import it onto your G Suite, or if you have something where you collected the entire document using Google Forms, then anyway it's there on your Excel sheet. So why do you have to type it manually? You don't have to type it manually unless there is no other way. You have everything on your notepad, or you have it on a diary, or you have visiting cards available with you. Then yes, you can use a CAM scanner or something and get it onto Excel sheet out there. But if you have it already, you're using Google Forms, etc., to invite people out there, then you don't need to type it out. You already are capturing it into a sheet out over there. I hope it answers your question out there. Okay. Okay. Now let's come back over here. So this is my entire Excel sheet which I have out over here, and I'm not going to be setting it up over here because last time I had by mistakenly set it up and went out to every guy out over there. So what I will do is right now maybe I'll remove all these email IDs. And in one of my earlier sessions, I mistakenly was doing this sample and it got deleted. So I anyway have multiple of these documents, so I'll just remove it from here. And we will use a simple one in terms of say Ramkumar, and my email address is say ramkumar.site2post.com, and the file attachment no, schedule date is say 12th 07/12/2020. So it goes in a date, this is the format, and mail merge status. It will come automatically for me. If there is a Google Drive attachment link, I can put it over here. So the attachment will go as an attachment in that particular case. Now, if I go back to my add-on out over here, and I can put in a few more email IDs, say Priya, and I say priya.r@site2host.com, and same date. It's a scheduled date that I want to send it on. Okay? I need to even give the time. We'll look at that particular document also quickly. So I'll come back to this particular document. Mail merge with attachment is my document. I had disabled it on this particular document by mistake. It had gone out last time. So I'm just enabling it right now. I have downloaded it. The download is as simple as single click. So when you go to add-on, you search for mail merge, you just click on it and it gets enabled for you. So just go on to add-ons, get add-ons out there, and you go for mail merge, you search for it, and it gets installed. Now you see it's installed. And if I want to disable it for this document, I can also disable it. But right now it's installed. I want to uninstall it. I can uninstall it. These options are available for me. Now, if for this particular sheet, if I want to disable it, I can go to this manage add-ons. And you can see that these 4 are enabled for this sheet. If I want to disable it for this sheet, I can just say, I just click on it and it gets disabled for me. Okay. So this is something which I can do from here. Now come back to here. I go on to add-ons, mail merge with add-ons, and you can see that there's a mail merge help out over here. You can go through every add-on has got its own video. You can view the video which has been created with the developer and then use it. I can start with the Google configure mail merge. If I want to add the file attachment, I can insert files from Google Drive over here, or I can select files from the computer and insert the attachment. I'm not doing any attachments. Normally, I never do an attachment with my mails out there. But in case you want to, you can do that. Okay. You can import your Google contacts in case you have all your contacts on your Gmail ID. You can import your Google contacts also here out here, right? So these are the different ways that you can do it. Now I just want to go to configure mail merge out over here. And here I'm going to say what is my sender's ID. It's going to be my own name. My BCC, my sender's name, I'm putting Ramkumar from Site2Host, so I can put marketing from Site2Host. Right now, I purchased this ID on my personal account. When you're purchasing an add-on, you have the option that whether you want it at the personal level or you want it for the whole organization. The pricing changes slightly for the personal account vis-a-vis for the whole account. Then reply to address, where will people's mail come if they reply back? And I say continue out over here. Now, do I want to track, I want to give a campaign name. So I'm giving GSO to webinar, it's fine. I want to track email opens. I want to track the clicks anyone does on my emailer. I want to include an unsubscribe link at the bottom of my mailer, and it will say unsubscribe me from this link. That is a text that will say at the bottom of this link of the mails that go out from this particular tool. I have 3 ways of composing a mail. One is I can use the visual editor which comes with this particular software, or I can use a Gmail draft. So if I already created a email and I have created a draft. So for example, I go here, I remove my signature from this mail. I don't want it. I don't type anything. I just put in the subject, say mail merge example, and I compose a mail. I want an image here. So I'll go to this image, insert photo, and I'll take a photo. I'll take a photo which I have lying in my box out over here. So let me just see. Yeah, let me take one of these photos. So this photo is there. I want to add a title at the start. I can give a title. Webinar on say 12th July, maybe 15 July 2020. You can make the font large or something. So I'm not getting into it. I just want to show you that you can have a simple text-based mailer out over here, put your normal text out here, and maybe a register button. And register button, you will get the register button images on Google. So put an image, don't put a text like mine. And you can hyperlink it to your Google Form documents out there. So you have a Google Form document, so hyperlink it to that link that I had shown you, right? How to go to send and get an embed link. Hyperlink it to your Google Forms document out over here, and you're good to go. Okay, but put a button image. Take it from Google. You'll get a lot of button images on Google. So, and you have a emailer that's created. If you're created, then you go back to your mail merge document. So my business owner sheet out over here, and here we were, right? So here I use Gmail draft. Okay, if I use Gmail draft, then it will ask me to select which Gmail I want to use, which draft I want to use. So mail merge example is what we had typed out. I just said mail merge draft. Now imagine that mail goes out to all your customers who are there in your Excel sheet. Isn't it most simplest thing that you can do out there with the most basic knowledge that you have about Gmail and Excel sheets, and you can start doing a mass mailing campaign? Is it a really powerful tool? Can you do it independently out over there? And can you have everything in your control at the end of the day? Yes, right. If you find it really exciting, just type good so far or good just out over there. And I'm sure that I can understand it, right? Now, this is one more tool, the visual editor tool. And this is how we have done it earlier for ourselves. So we have this email subject. Here also using the email photo tab, you can put your photo out over here. And if your photo already contains a title, etc., you don't have to repeat it on the top. In the earlier example, we didn't have a title. So you can do that. Or you can use a Canva, which is an online tool to do the entire thing. Now, the best part is that you can personalize your email. How do you personalize your email? Whatever content is there in your email out here, name, email address, etc. If you want it in your content, you can just put curly braces and put the same field name that is there in the Excel sheet over there. So you can say curly braces name, and that name will come over there. So it goes as a personalized mail to the end person. Or you can just type over here. You can click over here. I just remove this name, and you don't have to use too much of your brain. You just come here, and at the bottom you can see insert merge field, and here you select name, and your name comes out over there, right? And then you put down your text or whatever you have to put, and click here to register. Again, I have given a simple text. You can give a button out over here also. You put one more image and you can link it to your Google form or whichever page he has to go to register himself. And you can say save. Once you're done, if you're done, you're saved or saved it out over there. So is it simple? Is it good so far? Just type good so far or good or something like that. I understand you already typed it. If you want to, you can do one more time. What would you like to do? You want to send a test mail? Say go. And you can send a test mail to yourself before you start shooting it out. So I have sent, it says success, the test mail sent to ramkumar.s. I can come to my mailbox, and here you can see it's come to my inbox. Okay, it's not gone to my promotions tab or anything over there. And here you can see along with the image, it's come out over here. Does it look good? Is it simple? Okay, fantastic guys. I'm happy to be sharing this knowledge with you. I think knowledge is to be given, and in technology space where knowledge changes daily, you can't take it to your graves really, right? So you have to keep sharing it. And more you share it, the more time you will go and find to get some new knowledge so that you can share it once again with people out over there. And that way, I think I'm a lot more useful to my customers rather than holding on to my knowledge out over here. So I have a lot more to give to you tomorrow when you come back to me, right? You're not getting the same old stale knowledge out there. Then you say run mail merge and you can start shooting your mails out there. So I go and click on run mail merge and I click go. So my mails are going. Perfect. Now I have sent it out. Again, I have marked it to my email ID. We'll see for some time if the mail comes through. Yep, it has come. Now here it was test email, which was there as a label here. Here it comes without that test label and my mail has come through for me, right? And now I also have the register button. My visitor can go there and register themselves, right? Perfect, guys. Let's keep moving on to the next add-on tool. I have also been talking for a long time. My energy is going down slightly. You must be seeing that in my voice. I want to look at the chat window once again. And I want your energy out there in terms of positive energy. Just say happy so that you have my full energy onto the session. Okay. Perfect, guys. Thank you so much. You can schedule it. Okay, that's a perfect thing that you asked me. Can you schedule it? Yes, you can schedule the mailer out there. When you put the date, let me just come back to my business owners data sheet. Now, when I'm putting this date, I need to just give space and I need to say what time. So right now it is 1804. I can say 1810 or maybe 1808 for that matter. And it will go out at 1808. So now this one has already gone out at 602. I'm deleting it. Okay. I don't know where. Oh, I had a lot of empty sheets. Huh? Fine. It still works even with empty columns on the top. That is what it has got to show. Can a video be uploaded like this photo? Yes, you can upload a video in the Google Drive. In the Gmail, you can do that. You have in Gmail, you have an option of attaching a video, right? So you create a Gmail draft and it's good to go. With Gmail has a video embedding tool built into it, right? Google YouTube is part of Gmail. Now I have put this timer. Let us just go back to this add-ons. Let us go back to the mail merge. Let us just a minute. So I go to this add-on. I go to mail merge with attachment. I go to configure mail merge and say continue, say continue, say continue, and I say run Gmail. See, it's gone out at 6.5. I said 6.8, right? So some mistake. I'll just need to check on this part, but just a minute. I'll just share the. Just a minute. Yeah, you normally something. There is a schedule option available, but I'm not seeming to get it right now. Let me come back to you later. So there is schedule but available. I'm not getting it. Why I'm not getting it right now? Let me come back to that question of yours later. Okay. But it's available. That much I can tell you for sure. Okay. Now I want to disable mail merge once again from here. Right now, just delete this document and go back to my version for today. Just go to this, go to my version, because I'm going to show you a few more things on this same document. I want to go back to my older version. Doesn't have an older version than what I had earlier. So it doesn't give me an older version which I had saved earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and delete it. Yeah, I'm good to go. Ramkumar, I'm sorry. One. I'm just going to use the sheet for my further add-on tools examples also. Schedule date is say 12/07. It's in a MMDD format. /2020. Okay, and two. I have Priya. Say Priya at site 2. The same date. Okay, now this is good enough for me right now. Now one more, let's go back to this particular tool. So I spoke about mail merge right now. We have something called as email spreadsheet reports, which is available. And how do I use email spreadsheet report? It's the same manner. Say I have given a set of tasks and activities. So instead of mail merge status, I have a activity task. And I'm going to take this as completion date, or maybe a start date, and the task and the completion date. Maybe just a status for that matter, okay? And this I'm going to label it as task. So I've given a task like say, marketing invite or G Suite. And I've given one more task is say to design a logo. Design a logo, okay? And I've given these two documents. I know my voice is slightly going down because I'm slightly tired right now. Not used to those 8 days, 8-hour sessions which I used to do earlier. So I have kind of created this document out over here. Okay. Now once it is this, the marketing spelling is wrong, but it's okay, right? Now once I've done with these things out over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the spreadsheets tool.
Ram,
Yeah.
why don't you?
Pardon? I want to enable mute all. Okay. Please use the chat window. Now, if I have this add-ons tool out over here, I'm going to go to this email spreadsheet tool and I'm going to configure the rules. What happens is that it sends me this entire spreadsheet as an email to me, not as an attachment to me, but both the options as a spreadsheet, as an email to me, as well as an attachment to me. So this is one tool that is available. It's a fantastic tool out over there. Once again, you need to go to add-ons. You need to go to email spreadsheets. You need to go on this tools. Right now, for some reason, it's not working. I'm going to skip this tool, even we are running slightly out of time. But what this tool basically does, it comes as an email across to me, okay? It's a fantastic tool. Go and try out this particular tool. It's very straightforward. All you need to do is the cells. You need to give the cells from A to, say maybe I need up to here, I've given my task. So A to F7. And I want this to be emailed to me in the evening. So I have given this task in the morning to my team, and in the evening, I just want this, every 3 hours, I want this to come across to me as a report so that I don't have to come back to the sheet again and again and open and check it out. So in that kind of a scenario, I want this entire sheet to get mailed to me as a spreadsheet coming on my mail out over there. And it helps us to do that. So it's a fantastic tool. Just check out on the mail for email spreadsheets for that matter. And what you also have is that in case you don't want to use email spreadsheets, but you want a basic notification, whenever something happens over here, you also have this notification rules over here wherein if anything gets updated in this particular sheet, then even basic notification you can get even from Gmail, G Suite itself, wherein something happens, the notification rules you can set up and it comes as a mail to you that some document got added or something like that. So manage rules is just now opening up. Okay, it's got opened up. Good. So I have this email spreadsheets. How do I want the frequency? Every week on Monday, Saturday, or do I? When do I want to? So I'm just going to go and edit this particular spreadsheet right now. Took some time to load, but a fantastic tool out there. So you want to say what's the sheet that you want to. So you've got multiple sheets here, right? I have multiple tabs here. You got sheet 1, and then you've got mail merge logs on the other side. But I want the sheet 1 to be mailed to me. I want it to be mailed as an Excel sheet, or I want a PDF document or a comma separated document, or an email without attachment. I can choose any of these. I will choose Microsoft Excel right now, and I say continue. And here I can say, okay, what is my subject? Who is it going to get mailed to? What's the sender's name? And my email body, I'm sharing the business owner's data on time group, and the columns which I want, from which column to which column. So I say from this to, so A1 to A9. Sorry, not A9, it is, yeah, A1 to A9 is what I want. So I have mentioned that up to the 9th row. In this case, we have only 2 rows. The remaining will come blank for me. Then I say continue, and I can say the start date when I want these sheets to be mailed to me, and what time I want it to get started, and then what is my frequency of repetition. Do I want it hourly? I want it daily. I want it weekly, and so on. Or I want it only once for that matter. So, or I want it daily for that matter. You can mention that. You can say, interval is now every 1 day, or you want it every once in 2 days or whatever. So if you go for the hourly option and you want it every 3 hours, you can say every 2 hours, or every 3 hours. I want my status key, whether my team is updated and what is the status right now. So I don't have to keep calling my team. Their job is to go to the Excel sheet and update the task status over there. It could be anything for that matter. It could be a webinar registration sheet, and you want it to be mailed to you once in 3 hours, so that you know that someone is filling it up or not for that matter. If any new registrations have come or not, you will get an email notification, but you want the entire sheet to come so that you know who has registered. So you have invited 50 of your company employees and you want to know who has not registered so that you can call them back, right? So something like that. And then end when you want it to end, or you want a date on which it has to end. So I say 21st it has to end or something. I save it, and sorry, it's a MMDD for YY format. I'm just going to take July over here, and I say 21st, maybe 18th for that matter. And I'm good to go. And I save it over here. And that's it. Scheduler is also set up, and it keeps coming to me. Say email successfully, schedule successfully. The entire sheet starts coming on my email. It's a very nice tool. Just go and search for this particular add-on in the add-on section called as the email spreadsheet add-on. Okay. And there is one more nice add-on that we have, the reminder add-on. So I will also share something about the reminder add-on for you quickly. So say for example, again, let me take up this particular document, which we have already out over here. And I want that people update the status as done or not done. In case they have not updated any status, then this mail goes to the person whom I've allotted the task. Not to me, it goes to them. Boss, please come and update your status over here. I'm waiting for the status, right? So if he has not updated it, then it goes to my employees out there. Boss, please update the status. So in this particular case, again, I need to just, I've created a sheet and I've given some tasks. I've assigned it to certain employees, and I also have a CC. It goes to the supervisor also out over there. And here I can just come on to the add-on, and I can add on to the reminder add-on. It could be a birthday reminder. It could be anything for that matter. If you want to use it for a birthday also, you can use it. I'm saying different scenarios that you can use it. You can set it up for a birthday, and you set up everyone's date of birth. Then it automatically goes out as a happy birthday kind of thing. But typically we use it for, I use it in my organization, this particular, I use the mail merge for happy birthdays with the dates mentioned out over there. It goes out automatically. But otherwise for reminders, I use reminders for tasks. You can use it for birthday. You can use it for anniversary. You can use it for whatever you want to. So you say set up or edit reminder out over there. Now with this freemium tool, it doesn't allow me to set up multiple reminders. It allows me to edit my existing reminder. But if I want more than one reminders, then I need to buy the paid tool actually. So I already have this reminder. I'm going to edit it. So send reminders every 1 hour before. I notify me, notify people in the assignee, notify people in the CC column, right? And I can save this particular change. And it's very vanilla kind of a tool to set up. It's not as complicated as other tools. And that particular way, this tool gets set up and automatically the reminders goes out. I'm not going too much into the detail. I'm just showing you some basic different add-on tools out over here. It's fairly simple. You can just explore it at your end. Okay. For want of time, I will not be able to get on to each of these tools out there. Okay. This is one very nice tool which I liked. Now say I have this webinar form that I have out over here. People have filled this particular form, and I would want something like some document to be automatically created. Like in my kind of an example, I have taken an example like for birthday reminders also there's one tool available. But anyway, let me come to this particular tool, the auto create tool, auto letter creator tool. So I have this appointment contract which I have as a simple appointment contract. We always give a lot of contracts or appointments to people, right? So appointment contracts. So it says, dear person name, we are pleased to appoint you for the position of dash position, and the joining date is going to be so and so. And say you are recruiting some 50 people. You've gone to a college and you are recruiting 50 or maybe 100 people for your organization for whatever reason. It could be any contract letter, but I'm just saying this as one particular example over there. Now you don't want to make 50 joining letters for a fresh joinee for a simple rollout over there, right? So how do you create an automatic document on the fly? That is what we are looking at. So what I have done is that I have created this form where first of all those joinees are going to come, or maybe one of my admin is going to go and fill up their name, fill up their position, fill up their joining date, and fill up the who's the senior. It's not a sender, it's a senior position, senior so signing authority, or maybe the reporting authority for this particular junior. The reporting authority is a better name. It's not sender actually. So reporting authority for this particular junior who's joining this organization. Okay. So here the HR admin fills up this entire form out over there. Once they fill up this form, my entire data gets captured into an Excel sheet. So you can see that I've already linked the Excel sheet out over here. And all my data is getting captured out over here across this document over here. And once, so let's fill up a form quickly right now. So maybe I go to this preview window. Oh, sorry, the preview window. And I fill up a new joinee, say Sachin. Sachin is my flavor of the day today. So Sachin, and I say his position is junior executive design, junior executive, say in collections department. Maybe telecallers, etc. You have so many different roles that you're always hiring people for, and you don't need a very complicated document. I don't know if you know that even Maharashtra government has for rent registration online document. So date, I want to put it as, say, his joining date is 15 7 2020. You could also be informing your team that some new guys joining. So arrange a PC, arrange a mobile, arrange an email ID. Even in that case, you can use this particular document. And my authority, the reporting authority for him is going to be, say, Ramkumar. And I say submit. So you can see that the sheet will get populated over here. Just refresh it. So date is showing invalid because I put a month. So I have to put 07 here and 15 over here. Now I have to submit it. Okay. Very structured way of data collection. Now it comes automatically. A new one has got created, right? The remaining fields are empty. The merge document is right now empty. It has started actually. So sometime it will get updated. So what happens is it goes and picks up my document over here. And here, whatever comes from this particular field, the name, the job position, the joining date, I will have to mention it over here. And now what I need to do is, how do I set up the auto create tool that I just want to share? In your Excel sheet, you will have to go to add-ons. You will have to go to this auto create order add-on. You'll have to install it first. Here you open it. Again, it allows me to have only one tool. I will have to edit what is there. It's a free one. I'll just show you how we have created. Now this document has got automatically sent. Okay, it's already got created, but how it got created, that's what I'm going to show you. So if you install this tool, it will ask you for your name for this auto create document name. So give any name that you want to give. In my case, I've given appointment contract. Yours could be for some other purpose. You'll have to come up with examples where you can use it. Some duplicate name, it's fine. Now I say next. I've got two name columns actually. So I have to choose my Word document. So I've created this appointment document, right? Document Google Docs. So I have to choose. So I have to say from Drive, and my template folder, I have this document already created. So I just have to go to my template folder. Search for it. Just give me a minute. So just right now, I'll just go for appointment. Okay, so I have this appointment contract, the template that I created the other day, and I'm going to say select. And similar way, it will ask me what is the Excel sheet that I'm going to use. So here my Excel sheet, which we got auto-generated from the form, the Excel appointment, which we are right now on, the appointment contract Excel sheet, I've already selected over here. The two documents we need, one is a template document, two is the Excel sheet, which is going to contain the names of the people for whom the document has to be automatically created. And then I say next over here. It will map the fields in the document folder to the fields in the Excel folder. Okay. So the document folder contains the name. I have to select it on the Excel sheet, which name it is mapped to. Similarly, the document folder contains a tag called position. I have to map it to the field in the Excel sheet, which is the position. And the joining date, I have mapped both of them. Now I say next. And then it will ask me, okay, file settings is fine. Google Docs. I'll have to create an automatic document in the Google Docs and save it. So multiple output mode is what I select. And it says name appointment letter, the file which gets created. So right now we have added Sachin, right? So the file which gets automatically created will be saved in the Google Doc, in the Google Drive. And the file name will be his name, Sachin appointment letter. So it will be name is the tag, name appointment letter. So that's how it's going to get created, which I'm okay with. I'm going to say next. It will get saved in my template folder, which is there already on my Google Drive. You can also choose another folder if you want to on the right hand side by clicking on the choose folder. I have already mapped it to my template folder. It will all get saved over there. I say next. I can give some references or dynamic folder references. I don't have any. Merge conditions. I'm not having any merge conditions right now. You all can explore it. Share the doc and send mail. So yes, it will share the doc with the new joinee also on their email ID, and it will send a mail to them. So allow collaborators reshare, send from generic no reply address. I have said no, it will go out from my ID ramkumar.s. And then it says, when do I send out this document? I say run on form trigger. The moment someone fills up the form, immediately the document gets created and the mail gets sent out. And run out on time trigger. Do you want to schedule it? I say no. So I'm saying it has to be triggered the moment a form gets filled up. So I do this and I say save. Now it's done for me. Okay. Now I have set up this contract. I have already done it. So you saw that even while we were actually, I was showing it to you. By the time I was even opening the doc, this thing had already got sent out. This file has got created. You can see the link. I can open this file from here, right? This file has got automatically created. The name is Sachin's appointment letter out over here, and it has been successfully created. And you can see the document that's got created. Dear Sachin, we are pleased to appoint you for the position of Junior Executive Collections. Your joining date will be 7/15/2020. Regards, Ramkumar. And if I go to my mailbox, I would have also got the mail over here. Okay. So just load my mailbox. Yeah, can you see the mail? Yes. So appointment, such contract, Sachin, whatever title we have given that. And my letter, Sachin appointment letter, right? So these are some things that that gets done automatically and gets sent out automatically to you, and you can forward it to that particular person and so on. So in this way, a lot of automation can be done. This is just touching the iceberg of this particular document. Okay, this is just touching the iceberg of this particular document. Uh, you can explore this a lot more further as you keep going along. This is not the end to it. It's just a start to the entire process out over there. So guys, so far so good. Have you been able to get a feel of this entire session? Have you been able to enjoy it? It's a ocean, but it's not difficult. It's an ocean, yes, but it's not difficult. So I really want you all to give me a thumb up. I want you all to say, yes, you're happy attending the session. And I'm sorry that it went slightly behind our planned time. But then I was going slightly slow, and I'm sure that I was able to ensure that your time that I spent with you has been fruitful for you at the end of the day. Yep. Just tell me you all were happy and it's good enough for me. Okay. Now, my ask, as I told you, is very simple. One is that, yes, if you have your own G Suite already, you all can transfer it to us if you're interested, no compulsion. But if you all do it, it will be an add-on for us, and it will be a gratitude that you all show to us, and we will definitely add more value to you as we keep working with you. Second is that, yes, if you know someone who should be using G Suite in their business, then do refer them to us. You can share the email IDs with us, and we will be happy to invite them for our next sessions, upcoming sessions. Third is that if you all are intending to get started with G Suite, yes, we are here to help you. You all can sign up with us, and we are offering the same prices that G Suite has to offer. Plus, we are happy to give you some more training sessions for your team so that they can also use it. This session was more meant for business owners, but your team can also get started with it, and they will also be able to use some of these fantastic utilities out over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being present, and thank you for being so patient. Bye, guys. Bye till then. Bye, all of you. I'm unable to take any questions right now, but if you have any questions, you can mail me. My email ID is ramkumar.s@site2host.com, or you can even send it on sales@site2host.com. Okay, guys, my number, my WhatsApp number is 9768 114582. If you want anything more, you can definitely feel happy to connect with me. You can save this number. My name is Ramkumar Srinivasan. You can save my number. If you want anything more, you can definitely connect with me. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Have a great evening. Have a fantastic weekend. I've just now shared my number, Sudhir, 9768 114582. 9768 114582. You can also visit my website, site2host.com, and you'll get my office numbers. You can ask anyone for my number. They will be happy to share it with you. Definitely, same here. I'm also looking forward to connect with each of y'all. And we have a lot more products and services that we offer. Feel free to get in touch base with me or my team members, and we'll definitely be happy to answer each one of y'all out there. Okay, guys, bye. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Let me not push you all further, right? You all have been patiently with me so far. I would want you all to have a great weekend out over there. Spend time with your family, right? Thank you for being with me. I'm just going to take a minute. Just message me if you have any questions, and I can also share with you my email ID if you have something more to share or something more to ask. Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye for the last time. Definitely, Manju, I'll connect with you.